Hello and welcome to Driven to Drive. Today we're going to be talking about parallel parking. I'm going to show you the steps that you can follow to safely be able to park your car inside of a parking space, or if you have to do it on the driver's test to get your driver's license. In the state of Pennsylvania, they require us to do parallel parking first on the driver's exam. A lot of people get nervous, they get confused, they hear advice from other people. So this video is here to set the record straight and give you the framework that you can follow to successfully be able to parallel park. Today we're going to be talking about parallel parking. I'm going to show you how to parallel park your car to get into a parking space and to leave out of a parking space. The first thing you want to do when you approach the parking space is to make sure you have enough room to fit your car. So you want to take a moment to assess if you're driving a small car or a larger SUV or any other size pickup truck or a larger size vehicle, but you want to make sure that your car can safely park inside of the parking space. The first thing you're going to do is, as you're pulling up to the parking space, you're going to use your right turn signal to indicate to other drivers that you're going to be parking in that parking space. When you pull up, what you're going to be looking at is the car that's in the front to make sure that the back bumper or the brake lights of that car is lined up with the end of your back door of your vehicle. And I mean the back passenger door, and the end of that back passenger door should be lined up somewhere in the area where you can have it lined up where the brake lights would be at. The next thing would be to turn the wheel all the way to your right, because that's the side of the road that you're parking in or on. So you have to make sure that you turn the wheel completely to your right, and then you will shift the car to reverse. Once you start to come back, you're going to watch by looking in your mirrors and looking over both shoulders as you're coming back. If you have a vehicle that has a backup camera screen, you're going to come back to where the screen has a line that comes to a 45-degree position. From that 45-degree position, you're going to stop at that position. That's the first position. The next position is to turn the wheel to the left, which would be a half turn to the left and a complete rotation to the left, bringing the wheel back to the straight position where it initially is when the car is going straight. From there, the next step would be to look over your shoulders and continue to back into the parking space, and you're coming into a space to about a halfway mark or a position where you feel like the car is into the space. Some students like to get it to a position where the door, the front passenger door, is inside of the space from that angle. Next, step number 3 is to turn the wheel completely to your left. So once you turn the wheel to your left, you're going to also look in your left mirror and look over your left shoulder as you continue to back slowly into the parking space. Okay, and once you get into that position, you're going to stop and turn the wheel completely all the way over to your right without bumping the barrels in the back. Switch the car to drive, and then you pull it over towards the right, making the car parallel at the end, so that way you can look in your right mirror to see that the parallel parking space is straight, and you can tell that your car is safely parked in a straight position. From there, you would turn the wheel one half turn and then a complete full turn to make sure that the wheel is straight. Anytime during parallel parking, when the car is turned and the steering wheel is turned completely to the end where it can no longer move, you're going to turn it a half turn and a complete full turn and rotation to come back to a centered position. From that position, once you finish there, you must check in the front of the car as well as the back to make sure you have about 2 feet of room in front of your car as well as in back. That'll help you when you park your car so other people won't back into your car, and the same thing for you when you go to pull out, you won't run the risk of bumping into their car. So always keep that space in the front as well as the back of your car. In this example, we're going to parallel park as if we're on the right side of the road, and that's the way that the state of Pennsylvania conducts the driver's exams when people get their driver's test and get their license. So this is consistent with that information. So that concludes pulling into the parallel parking space. Now we're going to address pulling out of the parallel parking space. So to leave out of parallel parking, you're going to put the car into reverse, look in all your mirrors, rear view mirrors, side mirrors, as well as your backup camera screen. There's a red line, so you can just come back a few inches. As you're coming back, making sure you don't bump into anything, the examiners will look to make sure you safely check over your shoulder. Next, once you feel comfortable that you stop and you have enough room to exit out, you're going to signal to your left and then turn the wheel completely to your left and shift the car into drive. Before taking your foot off the brake, you're going to look in the mirror and also look over your shoulder, because that is when you're pulling into traffic. So you cannot pull out and pull in front of a driver and they can run into you. It would be your fault in the accident. So it's important to always check your mirror and then look over your shoulder, checking the blind spot whenever you leave out of a space. And there you have it. That's parallel parking. That's all for today's video on parallel parking. Thank you very much for watching. We hope you were able to learn something. And make sure to like and subscribe to our channel so you can stay up to date and informed on all of the driving tips and safety information that we have for you. Remember to drive safe and live better, and see you next time.